Hey, what's up, lightboltjoe here. Today we are going to discuss the 2022 Disney Plus original film, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Rodrick Rules. So this is the sequel to 2021's Diary of a Wimpy Kid. This is the next chapters, next installments within the Wimpy Kid franchise. Excuse me, the Wimpy Kid multiverse, because we have the Zachary Gordon, Devin Bostick, Greg Heffley, Rodrick Heffley original trilogy films. Then we have, what was that? 2010, 2011, 2012. And then we have, what's his face? Jason? Is his name Jason? There was the fourth Wimpy Kid movie. I forget the main actor's name. He's a really talented kid. He doesn't act anymore, but he's really talented. He was in Bumblebee. Forget his name. The fourth Wimpy Kid movie that came out in 2017, I believe. So it was a time difference between, as in new revamping, and Jeff Kinney actually did the screenplay for that, I believe, based off of the book that he wrote. So when they announced that Disney was buying Fox and Disney was going to do their own Wimpy Kid stuff, I was nervous. And when 21's Wimpy Kid came out, I didn't like it because it wasn't as sarcastic as the books are. It wasn't as snarky as the books are. Like, Greg and Rodrick are very sarcastic and snarky, and I didn't get that snarkasm, good old Axel Heck verbiage right there, within the 2021 animated film. The Zachary Gordon and Devin Bostick, Greg Heffley, and Rodrick Heffley are the perfect brother duo because they have that snarkasm together, and it works so well. So in this film, there's some snarkasm, not a lot of snarkasm, but there's some snarkasm, and it worked so well. This next chapter within the Wimpy Kid franchise, this next installment within the Wimpy Kid multiverse, it was so good. It was so good. Jimmy Tatro is the voice of Bill in this, and to have Bill, Mackie, and Drew all together playing with Rodrick for Loaded Diaper, that's the four bandmates, the core bandmates. I have my Wimpy Kid books up here, actually. Diaper Overload is the last book that just came out. That was all about Loaded Diaper and Bill, Drew, Mackie, and Rodrick doing some stuff. But I got the new release. Actually, I'll take this one out. This is the cover art of the film with the Wimpy Kid Rodrick Rules book. So the original book is 2008, I think. Let me double check that. I want to just make sure I quoted myself correctly. Where's my copyright? Published in 22. Copyright 2008. Oh, I'm good, man. April 1st, 07 is when the first one came out. Technically, that was the published debut of that. So we're gonna celebrate. We're gonna take pictures of all the books. So this was neat because it's based off Jeff Kinney's book, obviously, but Jeff wrote the screenplay. He produced it, so he's doing his own version of his own book, which I like a lot. I also like the changes he made, and it's interesting because normally I'm very against how dare you change something from the book to the screen kind of a thing, but the main 3 points of Rodrick Rules, the story and the film that we originally got back in 2011, is Greg and Rodrick. Well, Rodrick hoodwinks Greg into having a party while the parents are away. Then it's a matter of changing the bathroom door, locking things, right? They get grounded. Rodrick can't play in the talent show. But Greg has to be in the talent show because he's supposed to be, I was going to say Heffley, because he's Rowley. There we go. Rowley's magician assistant. Okay. But so there's party, there's talent show at the end, but in the middle, we're at Leisurely Heights, Leisurely Acres, where their grandfather is. And so those are the 3 main points of the story that are in this 2022 film, which I like. But the end changed a bit because Rodrick was teaching Greg how to drum throughout the film, hanging out with Drew, hanging out with Mackie, hanging out with Bill, and Jimmy Tatro. I love Jimmy Tatro. We talked about how incredible Jimmy is many a times. Him voicing Bill, the 33-year-old who is the lead singer in Loaded Diaper amongst high schoolers, perfect. Absolutely perfect casting, perfect voice. And so in the 2011 movie, Rodrick is like play teaching Greg and Rowley how to drum, like with plates and cups and stuff. But like in this film, he's actually teaching Greg how to drum. And then when Roderick's grounded, Bill pulls Greg to the side, saying, hey, why don't you step up into your brother's place and drum for us? You can do it. This is your moment. And he's like going back and forth, and then there's the brotherly stuff, and then eventually he does it, but then he stops because Roderick leaves, and then they talk, and then he goes back and he plays, and Roderick plays. And it's neat because you never think Greg would be a drummer because Roderick's a drummer. He wanted to learn, but he didn't actually learn, kind of a thing. Like in any of the books, like he's not going into drumming. He's not actively looking to drum. But at the end of this, he's doing a whole drum solo introduction to a song, Can You Smell Me Now? And it was so cool. It was such a cool twist and change that I didn't think was needed, but it worked because then it led into the brother conversation between the two of them. Heffley brothers are going to take on the world. And I got chills. I got teary-eyed. I'm like, bro, where is this coming from? It was so well done. It was so well done. I really liked how it had more heart than the book. It had more heart in it than the 2011 film. And again, that trilogy is top tier for me. That I'm obsessed with that trilogy. I watch it every March. I don't know why March, but I do. It's obsessed with that trilogy. It's incredible. So to see it be reinvented and restructured for modern aspects with the creator doing that, I really liked it. I'm very impressed. Very impressed. Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Rodrick Rules, 2022 Disney Plus original film. Things that I really liked as well is, and Jeff's gone to many interviews saying that he wants to keep Wimpy Kid timeless, where it could be any kid in any decade. So you have in the original films, right? You have like flip phones, but then there's like handheld camcorders, but then there's like a record player thrown in here and there, and like an old camera or whatever, right? An older video game system as opposed to what was current and relevant at that time period. So in this, they had smartphones, but they were using a record player for music at the party. And Greg had a Polaroid, just snapping pictures as blackmail. And it was neat because it was tying in all the different worlds together, all the different times together that it could be timeless. And yes, I'm well aware the youth are obsessed with Polaroids now. They're taking them to all the parties, but because it's vintage. But it's neat seeing that stylized, any decade could have this story still prevalent in something that was introduced in 2008. You get it's buried. It's all the way back there. I don't want to climb. But the original book was 2008. The original movie was 2011. And then here we are in 2022. So we've covered so many different decades of Wimpy Kid. And so many more decades to come. I love this series. I love this franchise. I love how Jeff twisted the end to this. And I love that Loaded Diaper had a banger hit at the end. Oh, Can You Smell Me Now was incredible. It was an actual rock song. And I'm like, bro, this is good. I gotta find it on Spotify now. I'm sure it exists. And Jimmy as lead vocals. Oh, he's great. I'm so happy he does voice acting now. He's really good. And he's great on home ec too. But he's been good since American Vandal on Netflix way back in the day. And things prior to that. Man, I can go on and on about Wimpy Kid. I just cannot remember. You know what? We're going to cheat. I have every Wimpy Kid book that was made, including movie diaries. Okay, so we have the next chapter one, which was about the making of the long haul. What the hell was his last name? How am I going to find this? Let's see. Oh. Just flip through it this way. That's Rowley. Manny. Okay, I got it. Drucker. Jason Drucker. Look at little Jason here. Little Greg. Ha. He's grown now. I think he's like 20 now. Happens when we age. Longhouse was a good Wimpy Kid film by itself, but it was compared heavily to the original trilogy. But it's not the same universe. It's a different universe, and we know that now as opposed to then. And I wish they made more movies with Jason as Greg moving forward, but they didn't. But I got his name because I got the various movie diaries. I have Rowley's books. I have the Write Your Own. I have the cheesy edition. I have I have so many things. I have so many special editions, all in English though. I don't have any international ones yet, and I know it's in like, I don't know. It's in like a lot. I think it's like 90 different languages have transcribed Wimpy Kid, the first book at least. I'm so curious what that collection would look like. That would look pretty epic, to be completely honest. I'm sure that the drawings might change a bit for cultural like relevance. But yeah, we can go on and on about Wimpy Kid. So, Diary of Wimpy Kid, Rodrick Rules. The movie, not the book I'm currently holding, but the movie, Disney Plus original film. Incredible, awesome. I gotta find that song now off the Spotify. On to the next review. Which mahalo.